Hello everyone, I'm the Walrus Clown and welcome to Walrus Reviews. I'll review anything. It might be a cartoon, a movie, or a comic. You don't know, and finding out is half the fun. Everybody get your box of Urkelos you've been saving out of the back of the closet because today we're taking the TARDIS back to the 90s. The Donkey Kong cartoon, everyone. Honor, roll the intro, please! Oh, banana. Donkey Kong Country is a French-Canadian collaboration cartoon that is officially licensed by Nintendo and officially aired in the United States late 1998, and is about Donkey's misadventures as he either protects the Crystal Coconut from King K. Rool's forces or tries to woo Candy Kong, usually failing at both. Let me get the elephant out of the room first before I get into characters. The animation is horrible. I know it's an easy thing to pick at, but it still needs to be said. It's bad. I know that it was the 90s and this was good as TV grade CGI got back then, but everyone is wrong about this. This isn't true CGI animation. Just take a look at this clip for a moment.
Lion, loot, and steal it is the reason we are pirates. Ransack and pillage and don't knock it till you try it. Plundering and pilfering, make up a healthy diet. Arr, look at us, we're doing the booty boogie. Arr, from sea to sea, we're doing the booty boogie.
Notice the hyper-exaggerated arm, leg, and body movement. Beast Wars Reboot and other CGI cartoons of the era didn't do that. That's because this is not true 3D CGI animation. This is a CGI puppet rigged up to motion capture data. Yep, Donkey Kong was one of the first examples of TV-grade motion capture animation. And if I could go off on a tangent for a moment, why hasn't motion capture cartoons improved since then? Look at what they did with motion capture animation when they used to bring Gollum and Caesar from Planet of the Apes to life. It looks amazing! Why don't fully animated motion capture movies look this good? Anywho, back to Donkey Kong. A lot of people, myself included, will tell you that the main problem outside of the animation is that every episode is what the late Roger Ebert calls an idiot plot. As in, the story only works the way it does is because every character is stupid. Example: in the Mr.Enter reviewed Body Swap episode, The Big Switcheroo, Donkey can't tell that he's been swapped into the body of a robot. And King K. Rool thinks that books have brains, to the point where he genuinely believes he can use the swap machine to make himself smarter somehow. Anyway, another thing that makes this series infamous is the Pinkie Pie-esque random music numbers that show up in every episode. In my opinion, that I know I'm not alone in, the composition itself is alright, their lyrics are terrible, and drag down otherwise passable music. Diddy Kong's voice should be reclassified as a form of torture, and Donkey Kong's singing voice is amazing. Here, take a listen.
I wanna know the secrets that the crystal holds and all the magic power that it brings. I'm the big kahuna, I should know what's going on. Inka Dinka, tell me everything. It's the villain that I wanna play. I don't know if I can be that way. If I gotta be bad, I gotta find a way. Cause it's me that I need a tune-up and a change of oil. I'm a metalhead, a metalhead, a metalhead, a metalhead.
Unlike Mr. Enter, Pro Jared, and fellow Buckeye the Niskel, I've gone one step further and found out who provided Donkey Kong's singing voice. His name is Sterling Jarvis, and he has won a Dora Maver Moore Award in 2012 for an outstanding performance by a male in a musical for his performance in Coraline or Change, and has had roles in the stage versions of We Will Rock You, Of Mice and Men, and The Lion King. And Donkey Kong isn't the only time you've heard him in an American children's show.
Come on, let's go, me and you and Saboo. Come along and see what's new. We're doing the things that animals do. You animal friends to see. Animal Jumps is the place to be.
You guys might want to call the doctor, cause that nostalgia bone is gonna be lasting for more than 4 hours, bitch! Anywho, now for the characters. And don't worry, I've pretty much covered it earlier. I won't be reiterating the phrase, insert character here is stupid ad nauseum. First up is Donkey Kong, and he's stupid. But unlike so many who fill the big, strong, stupid guy role, he actually has a lot of redeeming qualities that keep him rather likable. He's loyal, always trying to do the right thing and help others. Very rarely does he do something out of giving in to his id, and doing so mostly after other characters goad him into it, and is always trying but failing to improve himself in some way. He's Seuss from Gravity Falls, not Peter Griffin from Family Guy. Now on to Cranky, Diddy, Funky, Dixie, and Candy. Cranky is Oscar the Grouch if he had something legitimate to be grouchy about. Diddy is that annoying younger sibling figure that occasionally has good ideas, but is very unlikable because of his mean-spirited pranks. Funky is a hippie. Dixie could give Applejack a run for her money in terms of being a background character, and Candy is a raging bitch. Seriously, I have no idea why Donkey puts up with it. If Oscar Proud from the Proud family didn't exist, then Donkey would be the single most emotionally abused male partner in children's media. Anywho, now for the villains. King K. Rool, his two henchmen General Clump and Crusher, Bluster Kong, the power-mad barrel factory owner, and the pirate captain Scurvy, with a K, because it's the 90s and you know what clip is coming.
Because poor literacy is cool.
King K. Rool is your standard, overly flamboyant, spoiled adult royalty member, whose main objective is to capture the all-powerful Deus Ex Machina, the Crystal Coconut, and then use his power to conquer the island, and then what else? Take over the world.
Of course!
His only minions who have speaking roles are his bodyguard Crusher and General Clump. Crusher, well, there is no other way of putting it without being needlessly offensive. He's dumb. Even by this show's standards, he's dumb. I mean, male secretary from Ghostbusters 2016, forget how to breathe levels of stupid here. And that's his entire character. Moving on, we have General Clump, who, surprisingly enough, has the most depth of any character in the show. In the Totally Not Christmas episode, we find out that he falls into atypical depression every year because he has to spend it alone. And his only joy this time of year is to sneak into Kong territory and watch the fireworks display. After some shenanigans, we find out that after Donkey helps him remember the final lyrics to a song he knows from childhood, that Captain Scurvy is his long-lost older brother that got banished from the swamp after he took the rap for setting a fire that Clump made when he was just 3 years old in order to protect him. This is about as close to a moment that the show gets. Here, take a look for yourselves.
Whenever you're sad, lonely as can be, just remember me, your big brother Scurvy.
Speaking of Captain Scurvy, his motivations are to capture the Crystal Coconut. Not because he wants to conquer the world, but because he believes it is his birthright because he claims that the coconut was stolen by the apes from his great-great-grandpappy Whiskerby. I love this character, and he may very well end up on a countdown list that I'll be putting out this September. That leaves us with Bluster Kong. I think that Pro Jared sums him up well enough.
Bluster Kong is the worst goddamn thing about this show. Aside from never existing before, he looks like a Donkey Kong Country fandom character stolen from DeviantArt and put into the show. Bluster Kong OC, do not steal. He owns the barrel factory, is obnoxious, and is constantly trying to bang Candy Kong.
Unless you want to play hooky with me.
2 tickets, the Banana Slammers, you and me, Candy.
With everything I've just said, you might think that I hate this cartoon, but I don't. They do everything wrong in just the right way, to the point where it's the textbook definition of so bad that is good. You don't watch Donkey Kong, you experience it. And I'm officially declaring it the Room of Saturday Morning. You're telling me apart, Donkey Kong! In closing, one might think that everyone who made this cartoon hated Donkey Kong, or at least was apathetic to it. But you'd be wrong. The reason they chose to animate it the way they did is because they wanted to replicate the look of the game. Everyone is stupid as a sack of rocks because everyone is stupid has always been the joke of the games. The problem isn't the fact that they didn't care, it's that they cared too much, and that they did their damnedest to give us a perfect adaptation of the games, and they succeeded. And that was its biggest downfall. Gee, I wonder what famed adaptation critic the Dom's reaction would be if he ever found that out. Well, I guess that answers that question. See you next time, everyone.
I don't know what you mean, it's just a healthy shame. I must admit I feel a little strange, but I've never felt better, I'm stronger than ever. Can't you see nothing's changed? I'm not light on my feet, now I clank and I squeak, but my voice is the same when I speak. My hand looks like aluminum foil. Does this mean that I need a tune-up